Hi, what's up? My name is Adam, and you are on Cyber Raccoon channel. Today I'm going to tell you about the best shooter games for Android. Watch the video to the end, subscribe our channel, and you will always be aware of what to play today. Call of Duty Mobile. Call of Duty is one of the most popular selling game franchises of all time, so it was only a matter of time before a proper mobile version of the game was released by publisher Activision. COD Mobile offers several ways to jump into multiplayer action with friends or strangers. Each multiplayer match type is 5-on-5 and the parameters are slightly different depending on the mode you choose. PUBG Mobile. It's incredible how well PUBG Mobile plays on Android. The main attraction is the massive PvP Battle Royale mode that pits 100 players against each other on a massive island loaded with weapons, ammo, tactical gear, and vehicles. You drop in as a solo player or as part of a team and must use all your best skills to take down your opponents until you're the last man standing. Tencent Games continues to add new content to the game every couple of months with new maps or different arcade modes added over the years to add a depth of gameplay that is unlike other free-to-play games. Of course, there's a tiered progression ladder with a free game pass and a premium one that offers more cosmetic rewards. Every 6 to 8 weeks, the Game Pass resets to introduce a new season that typically introduces new premium cosmetics rewards to unlock and collect. Critical Ops is one of the best first-person shooters available for Android. It offers 3 game modes to choose from: bomb defusing, team deathmatch, and gun game where you cycle through different weapons every time you kill an opponent. Boasting over 1 million active daily players, you'll always be able to jump into a match with little to no wait time. It's kind of got that Call of Duty Modern Warfare vibe to it, mixed with a healthy dose of Counter-Strike to create a best of both worlds scenario that offers great graphics and really solid controls. It's free to play with in-app purchases available, but you can only buy skins for your guns, and the developers have assured players that this game will never be paid to win. Modern Strike Online. Not interested in anything other than the thrill of online multiplayer? Modern Strike Online offers just that, a pure online FPS experience packed with features and game modes we've come to expect from the genre. Once you've leveled up some, you unlock all 7 available game modes, which include the standard fare you expect, free-for-all, team deathmatch, seek and destroy, and a hardcore mode. In-game currency can be bought via in-app purchases or earned via daily rewards, crates, and generally kicking ass. Spend your gold and credits on new weapons, armor, and accessories for your character. There's a decent amount of customization available for kitting, with over 30 types of weapons available to rent or buy. Guns N' Boom is a bright and colorful cartoony first-person shooter that doesn't take itself too seriously while still delivering one of the purest competitive online shooter games for Android. The game gets all the basics right that you want from a good FPS, quick and responsive controls that are customizable, well-designed maps and weapons that allow for adaptive gameplay, and a healthy community of players. Matches are 4v4 deathmatches which take place in vibrant and colorful maps that allow for a mix of rush assaults, close-quarters combat, and long-range sniping. One of Guns N' Boom's biggest strengths is how easy it is to load up the app and jump right into the game. Alternatively, you can spend time in the menus connecting with friends or organizing with a clan, or dive into the arsenal to buy and upgrade new weapons and health kits using in-game cash and gold. Battle Prime. For those who prefer third-person view over first-person, there's Battle Prime, a methodical multiplayer shooter that offers a refreshing change of pace from the other games on this list. Battle Prime features 8 Prime agents to unlock and play as, each with their own superpowered abilities that aim to give you an edge against your opponents on the battlefield. The graphics are top-notch, and while there's only a handful of maps and game modes to play, which are randomly selected for you every time you play, the core gameplay manages to feel fresh. JYDGE. JYDGE is a gritty and violent top-down twin-stick shooter that is an absolute blast to play. You are the JYDGE, a cybernetic enforcement officer who uses his gavel, big freaking gun to dole out RoboCop-style justice. Each level features different challenges that are required to progress but never feel like a slogging chore. Confiscating illegal cash along the way, you're able to upgrade JYDGE and his gavel with a deep selection of accessories. In that way, JYDGE retains the roguelike element from its predecessor Neon Chrome by encouraging you to replay levels with different upgrade combinations until you complete all the challenges. Hitman Sniper finds you, Agent 47, stationed with a sniper rifle outside an estate filled with rich people, bodyguards, and a certain high-priority target. Your job is to take your time, plan a course of action, and begin removing enemies any way you see fit, as long as it's through a scope. Each mission has different objectives you can complete for extra money, which you can then spend on weapon upgrades and new sniper rifles. If you're especially proud of a mission, use the Share Replay function to share gameplay footage with your friends. Tacticool. This 5v5 top-down shooter is simply a blast to play with a real-time physics engine that makes every match unique and offers you multiple ways to go about attacking your enemy. Developed by Finnish-Russian studio Panzerdog, Tacticool takes a ruthless approach to 5v5 tactical multiplayer by letting the battle unfold however players want on a destructible battlefield built with real-time physics and vehicles available to drive at your leisure. Delivered in 3-minute matches, Tacticool does a great job of delivering fast and frantic action that gives the player more freedom in the game than most shooter games I've playtested for Android. Modern Combat 5 eSports FPS. Originally released as Modern Combat 5 Blackout, this trend-setting first-person shooter for Android has been rebranded to take advantage of the eSports movement. Now, I'd love to be proven wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's never going to take off as a prominent eSports game. Having said that, it's still a solid mobile FPS with dazzling graphics and options to play through the solo campaign or take it online. And you can get an edge on your competition with a proper controller in your hand. Overkill 3 is a third-person shooter that guides you through the level, also known as being on rails. Your job is to aim and shoot bad guys. Sounds easy? Overkill lets you choose a difficulty before each boss fight, meaning your recent disposal of entry-position bad guys has no bearing on what is to come. Choose a loadout from the armory before each mission and unlock new weapons and gear as you progress through the game. You must collect stars by completing specific objectives during each mission. The stars are used to unlock more missions. A tally at the end of each level keeps track of your progress, so you'll never be unsure of where you stand. Unkilled is another very polished first-person shooter that fully supports Bluetooth controllers and offers over 150 missions in the single-player campaign, along with multiple online multiplayer modes to choose from. For online play, you get to choose your preferred character class, and then upgrade your skills and weapon loadouts with points you collect as you play. You're best off using the Bluetooth controller as it gives you a distinct advantage against the AI zombies as well as your online opponents. Dead Trigger 2 continues to be the quintessential zombie shooting experience on mobile. The graphics are amazing. Though the game hardly takes itself seriously, there are lots of tongue-in-cheek references and over-the-top baddies to mow down. This version is a little different in that players now have their own hideout and a crew that can build stuff for them. The controls have also been streamlined for touch. All you have to do is move the crosshairs over a zombie, and if you're in range, you'll automatically start shooting. There are tons of missions to enjoy, and the in-app purchases have been scaled back with the removal of the premium currency. Now you can buy and build everything yourself without spending a cent. Dead Plague is an outstanding top-down shooter that absolutely deserves a place on this list for its brilliant graphics, frantic gameplay, and support for online co-op play. You play as a member of a strike team that's been dropped on an island where a zombie plague has broken out. You must fight your way through the swarms of zombies to find the DNA samples that are humanity's only hope of finding a cure. There's a nice variety of enemies to battle, including some epic boss battles, along with a full arsenal of weapons to choose from. With tight dual-stick digital controls and an engaging campaign that you can play alone or online with friends, Dead Plague stands out as one of the best shooters for Android. Fortnite. One of the most popular games in the world came out for Android a while ago and, after a brief stint on the Play Store, it became the center of a legal battle. Luckily, it's still available outside of Google's storefront if you want to play it. Samsung users can install the Epic Games app directly from the Galaxy Store. If you have another Android device, you can grab the file directly from Epic, which will be linked below. You will then need to sideload the Epic Games app in order to play it. Fortnite pits you and 99 other players against each other with the goal to be the last individual or team standing. The map is huge, but it slowly shrinks over time to force people closer together. Conflict, mayhem, and death ensue as you are put between a rock and a hard place, sometimes literally, to survive. This is the full version of the game too, not a mobile spin-off, so you get access to all updates and goodies when they happen. You can then make progress on your battle pass wherever you are. N.O.V.A Legacy. Longtime mobile gamers will recognize the N.O.V.A name. It pushed the boundaries of what a mobile FPS could be back in its day, and it turned into a pretty good series. Well, now the OG is back with N.O.V.A Legacy, a game inspired by the first episode. Legacy features a full campaign, multiplayer, weapon crafting, and more. It's definitely good for killing a few hours, and the controls are pretty decent, I'd say. I like it for the nostalgia, even if there are better shooters on this list. Of course, Legacy is a Gameloft game, so it's supported by in-app purchases. Infinity Ops is the only game on this list that meaningfully pulled me away from COD Mobile. This multiplayer shooter is more than just its awesome sci-fi aesthetic. There are a few different classes to choose from, each with their abilities and strengths. The robust social features are great for people who appreciate that sort of thing. There are even clans. Infinity Ops contains a wide variety of weapons to choose from, depending on how you like to play. Each environment is different too, some with differing levels of gravity to add a new element to the game flow. Shadowgun War Games. I highly doubt we'll ever see an Overwatch Mobile, but that hasn't stopped other developers from giving the idea a shot. Meet Shadowgun War Games, a Hero 5v5 PvP first-person shooter. And you know what? It's actually really fun. The main highlight of Shadowgun War Games is the roster of heroes, each with their own abilities, counters, strengths, and weaknesses. As you might expect, there are plenty of cosmetics for each character, but that's what you'd expect in a free-to-play FPS. Skyforce Reloaded. Skyforce has had some ups and downs in its time, but Reloaded is the best it's been despite being a few years old. It offers a lot of progression to keep you busy and gorgeous visuals to make sure you stay interested. Controls are super smooth and gameplay waxes and wanes so you're not constantly on edge. If you've never played a bullet hell game, then Skyforce Reloaded is a great place to start. Bullet hells are basically what the name suggests, a hellish storm of bullets and other projectiles on screen that you have to navigate through to survive. Skyforce Reloaded doesn't offer a truly hardcore bullet hell experience. It's more of a shoot 'em up, shmup, but I think it's a good way for newbies to get their feet wet. Bullet Hell Monday. If you tried Skyforce Reloaded and liked the chaos, then the next step is to try a real bullet hell. I give you the Bullet Hell Monday trilogy, a trio of absolutely fantastic games that are just plain awesome. You can lose hours upon hours in this trilogy, gaining more and more skill through a trial by fire. Beyond bullet hell fans, this trilogy can appeal to nostalgia fans with its arcade-wide look and feel. From the bright colors to the epic soundtrack and simple controls, Bullet Hell Monday is the throwback you've been looking for. These games practically redefine chaos, pushing you to achieve that perfect score. Dead Effect 2 is a gruesome first-person shooter set in a dark, gritty, and somewhat horrifying nightmare. It features some RPG-like mechanics, including character personality, controller support, plenty of weapon and implant upgrades to chase, a long campaign with side missions, and more. This game isn't for the faint of heart, with you shooting or cutting your enemies into gory pieces. As such, player discretion is advised. That being said, Dead Effect 2 is a high-quality game that looks fantastic, and there's even a katana. There's also some freemium nonsense, like grinding to upgrade your weapons. Still, it's a fun shooter. Afterpulse is a competitive third-person shooter and a worthy challenger to Call of Duty Mobile's crown. It looks good, plays well, and has plenty of weapon options to choose from. The developers are constantly working to improve the game and add features that the community wants to. There are a variety of game modes, maps, weapons, and optimization options. If you feel like spending some real-world cash, you can buy skins if you'd like. Afterpulse isn't lacking in the skin department. Thanks for watching. If your favorite game is not included in this list, write it in the comments. Subscribe our channel, press like, turn on notifications, and you will always be aware of what to play today.